So now we're at the second part of this merge algorithm, and in the last video we talked about how to merge two sorted arrays. And now we have an unsorted array, and what we want to do is we want to be able to call a method here called merge. Actually, we want to be able to call a method called merge sort, and we just pass in this array and it's going to do the necessary sorting for us. So we'll create that method here. We'll call it, okay, we'll make it static. It is going to return nothing, and it's going to be named merge sort. And we're going to pass in, we're going to have a parameter here, and we're going to start by creating a variable called in. We'll store the length of the array there. And the next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to have two arrays, right? Here we're going to declare two arrays. Or actually, first we're going to start with the mid value. That's going to be important to us. So that's going to be the length of the array divided by 2. That's we all get that. And then we're going to create two arrays. One is going to be left, and the length of this array is going to be mid, right? It's going to be half of the value here. And right is also going to be half. So that's going to be, we can say n minus mid. So the length minus the mid. And then the next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to have a loop, because we want to be able to grab all the values in this array, in half of this array, and store them in this left array, and then half of the other values in the right array, because we want to split it into two. And then how are we going to do that? We can say I is equal to 0 while I is less than, or we can say, actually, we want to store half of the arrays, or half of these values here. Yeah, so we can loop till the end of the array, which is n. And then we can say left at the index of I is going to be equal to r at the index of I. That one is simple enough. And then the next one we can say I is equal to, we're going to start at the middle, right? So we can say mid, and then we can say, while that is less than n. Actually, this array, we don't want to loop till the end of the array. We only want to loop till the middle, because we only want to add the values from the first up until the middle of the array. And then here we start at the middle of the array till the end. And then we can say right, the index of j. Sorry, why do I keep saying j? That's gonna be equal to, oh yeah, by the way, we don't want to say I here, because I starts at the middle. So what would happen is, we're gonna store starting at, let's say there's 10 elements in this array. It's gonna start adding values from index 5, and we don't want to do that. So we can say mid minus I, and then here we can leave it at I. It's gonna be fine, right? And then the next thing we're gonna want to do is we want to do recursion, right? So we want to make a recursive call. We're going to keep splitting these arrays into two, right? If you didn't watch the theory video, you have to go back to that video in order to understand what we're doing here. So we want to say merge sort, passing the left array, merge sort, passing the right array. So we're doing recursion now. And then here we can say merge left, right, and the array. And also we want to have a base condition, because we don't want to have a Stack Overflow error. And we also want to stop when there's only one element in the array, right? So we want to say, while it's, I mean, less than 2, actually, or equal to 1, or whatever. And then we're just going to return. And then we can run this, and actually, no, we're actually not going to get the results that we want. Yeah, it's telling us index -1 out of bounds for length 4. So that was my mistake. Instead of mid minus I, we should have said I minus mid, right? Because if the array is 5, we want to say 5 minus 5. I mean, if there are 10 elements in the array, we want to say it's going to start at index 5, right? We can say 5 minus 5 to give us 0. And then it moves on to the next index, which is 6. We're going to say 6 minus mid, which is 5. That's going to be the first, that's going to be index 1, and so on and so forth. So that was my mistake, and now it should work seamlessly. And yeah, we have a sorted array. So that is how the merge sort algorithm works. And if you can understand this, then you have created a merge sort algorithm and you know how to do it, and you can be happy for yourself.